Welcome back to the PMGO Brazil 2024, day 2 of the main event. Boy, we started off hot there in Sandhawk. We started off hot with Vampire Esports getting that chicken dinner, and we saw what they were able to do too on the overall leaderboard. I wonder if they're going to want to keep on climbing that up. Even though it's not a PMWI, even though it's not an invitational, I'm sure Hot Jukes, Vampire is looking to make it a little bit different here this year. They're looking to send a statement, not just a PMWI.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they want to start off. Well, they didn't start off as strong as they wanted. That's for sure, right? But with this chicken dinner here, it's rocket launched them up the leaderboards. The big thing, though, is the prize pool, right? A huge difference between first and second. They got to get it done.
I think they might be able to get it done, boys. I think they might be able to get it done and end up with the top 3. We'll have to wait and see, though. It was just one match. Take it away, though, as we do get started here in Erangel.
Let's get it going here. Match number 2, the first Erangel of the day. I'm Hot Jukes here with Zute. Bro, are you ready for some Erangel action?
Oh, I am ready for all the action that's going to happen today. I mean, when I woke up this morning, the first thing on my mind was like, whew, I wonder what we're going to see today in the PUBG Mobile Global Open. Because the action yesterday was just some of the best I've ever seen. And today, with the way that Sandhawk played out, with Rejects rising up, with Vampires rising up, with Alpha 7 still maintaining their foothold as like the top team in the lobby, it can only go up from here.
You are completely right. It's only going to get more crazy here as time goes on. Vampire dropping out early. They're going to be looting that, or split looting that Stalber area up north, so they'll have a good spot in there. Let's see where this first circle goes, right? Are we going to get a crazy military circle? Nope. Good old tried and true. But it looks like we do have some things starting to heat up over here in Yasnaya. This is Hi-Fi's versus S2G. We saw this drop before.
Yeah, yesterday it was a really far distance plane path, so when they did both drop here, they both ended up a little more split, but the plane flying right overhead, I think Hi-Fi's got to do what they really want to do, which is drop right on top of S2G and take the fight straight to them. S2G really struggling here. One of the players already down and another down to 1 HP. Definitely probably doesn't have any first aids either, as they only just started looting.
Yeah, both these teams struggling big time on the leaderboards. S2G all the way down in 10th place. We got Hi-Fi's down in 14th place. You can see S2G's got that he's got that DBS. Gets the first knock. Looking to get another. Trying to play it as safe as possible. 3 people right now in this hallway from S2G. Using all the util they got. Gonna get that nice thirst onto Snowix. That's huge. And now S2G, yeah, slowly picking apart Hi-Fi's bit by bit. Ooh, second knock, she big.
Oh, into the back. Hi-Fi's definitely getting cut down here. They had the man advantage, but they ran into the shotgun. I think close range or off a hot drop home up that. He's jumping back and forth, and there we go. Finally gets it done. SCG only loses 1 player, and in a hot drop scenario, I think the thing you want the most, it's not armor, it's not meds, it's not even util. I think it's the DBS. I think.
True.
Yeah, if you hot drop and you land and find the DBS, you tell your teams, like, I got the DBS. And Frozen, looks like he's going to be unfrozen as he is being burnt alive right now. Next Rio, one of their players, getting caught.
He's melting. Oh, poor Frozen. But yeah, you know what? You know what the crazy part about that hot drop is? It's so unnecessary. You know, Yasnaya is so big. Such a big place to loot. I mean, you can literally land on either side of the street, loot up, and then just go their own separate ways. But nah, they just started to land in the same apartment buildings. S2G take them out. I think that, you know, especially where Hi-Fi's are out on the leaderboards, they're going to have to mix things up completely.
Yeah, I think from the way it looked like it was definitely Hi-Fi's initiating the hot drop, since all 4 landed in the same building, and S2G had to kind of reconvene, regroup, which is why they lost that player early. But S2G definitely rebounded right there and won the fight instead, only losing 1 for 4 points. So, like, hot drops, yeah, neither team, or not neither team, one team might not want to hot drop, but if you don't want a hot drop, it doesn't change the fact that you're going to be in a hot drop if another team, like Hi-Fi's, is still going to drop on you. So good job from S2G to recover that, though.
Yeah, I mean, you got to just deal with the, you know, you got to be able to adapt. And in that situation, S2G, even if they didn't want to, They had to be able to make something happen, and they did a great job. I mean, to be able to get 4 eliminations and
It was a 3v4.
Yeah,
from the beginning.
3v4 was huge. You know, they only lost 1 player, but they're going to definitely need a big game here because S2G has 36 total points. And remember, I mean, top 3 is where the money's at. So they definitely need a good game here to finish off strong. That first knock was crucial, but a good bounce back from S2G.
Yeah, the DBSs or all the shotguns you can see in that elimination feed as we're watching this replay back. It was pretty much all shotguns right there up until the very end. So that's one team already out. Hi-Fi's eliminated, sitting in 14th place. We have Smoke Gaming here doing a rotation, and this position right here is actually pretty much dead center of the zone. This circle, if it does keep centering up, is going to allow for a lot of nice action, as you do see those dips right there. Call them the OP dips. So many teams play them. We've seen so many battles unfolding in this particular area, and it never disappoints.
Never does. And, you know, this is a really good place to hold, too, because, you know, no matter where the zone goes, you're going to have a pretty clear path out of there. Because in order to approach this building, you have to just straight up drive up and crash it. So that's why you see these players from Smoke Gaming just like looking around every single angle, just trying to avoid a crazy push. And Smoke Gaming, great team to be able to qualify here. This is their, you know, big shot to be able to compete against these big teams. And I think they're definitely learning something. I mean, they only have 14 points so far, but, you know, they have pretty much everything to gain, you know, as a new team coming in. And regardless of where they end up with the leaderboards, they're going to have a great experience here.
Oh, yeah. The global stage is just something that you have to go through and get beat down once or twice before you can, you know, start to rise up and really, you know, get the hang of things, and a lot of learning curves to be had. Like, speaking of learning curves, look at Reject. This is, I think, maybe their 4th time at the global stage. Actually, maybe even more, you know, and finally, you know, it is starting to work out for them. But, you know, it's not over yet. We're only 2 games, well, not even 2, just only 1 game finished into day number 2. Any of these teams could still realistically shoot up and take that top 3 position.
And you know what? It's so crazy. I love seeing teams that the more events they play at this level, the better and better they get. And Reject are doing a great job right now, sitting in 2nd place, 56 total points. Now, the thing that it's on everyone's mind, though, is Alpha 7, right? I mean, 84 points on the board. That's a 28-point difference, folks. That's a big gap already. So Alpha 7 definitely not wanting to let up the gas, because not only is there a big gap in the leaderboards between 1st and 2nd, there's a huge gap in prize pool. $50,000 difference between 1st and 2nd place. So, you know, Alpha 7 doesn't want to give up even a dime of that, considering that they're in their hometown. But yeah, you know what? There's one big factor, Zute, and we've kind of mentioned this a little bit before. We haven't mentioned it yet. Is, you know, when you are such a top team that has dominated for so long, there becomes that presence that you have, right? If you're a team like Alpha 7, if you're a Vampire, you know, Nova, whenever you have such success in tournaments, all of a sudden, anytime you push that team and you realize it's them, sometimes you'll have players hesitate. They'll be like, oh, you know, it's Alpha 7, or oh, it's this. And that little hesitation, man, those teams take advantage of it and take you out so quickly. And I think Reject, especially a team that just hot drops constantly, have proven that they've kind of gotten over that, you know? That those nerves start to leave. And I think they're a lot more comfortable here in the PMGO.
Yeah, I do remember watching them before. If they got into a hot drop, if they don't find the opening within the first minute, you usually see them to, you know, back off. And especially when a third party comes in, they always almost back off. And that's for a lot of teams, not just Rejects at this stage. But Rejects instead, they have that confidence. They see a third party coming in, they're just like, more points for us to make right here. Yeah, and they just go head into 2 different teams, but they play it smart. So Rejects definitely showing a lot of experience, and they decided, how they want to take certain situations, and they're going to take it straight on. New zone did shift out. We are pulling back west right onto Potato Hill. Potato Hill is now the new center of zone, so we won't see that nice area around Shelter with all those different divots come into play, but this area of the map could still make for some pretty entertaining situations.
Oh yeah, we could even maybe get a school finish. That'd be pretty fun to watch, no? We haven't seen one of those in a hot minute. Oh yeah, so let's see where these teams are gonna decide to go. Right now, outside of the circle, Royals of War are gonna be coming in through the Pachiki side there on the southwestern area. S2G are still up in Yasnaya, so they're going to be barely creeping up on the edge. But Team Falcons, look at that, hanging around in a shack, very, very close to Boom. Let's see who's going to be able to get that nade off. Oh, and yeah, that's the hard part about a shack is if you're in there, there's only one place you're going to go. I'm surprised they're even getting off of this now.
Yeah, I think with too many teams rotating by, look at the minimap, multitudes of colors coming in here as Boom will come back and finish off the other two Falcons player. Man, Falcons really struggling out here. They're just down to that solo player at the shack. And look, it's Rejects coming in here. They want some of the action. Definitely a team that's not scared to take on any type of fights, and they actually knock one player from Boom. Pombit goes down. Sara still close range here, and they gotta be a little bit wary here because this is like center zone, so you have a lot of teams moving in and out here looking to see if they get third party, looking to see what positions are open, and I think teams are starting to finally settle down and disengage now.
And that is going to be it for Team Falcons right there. That nade just doing them in. Not having a lot of success here at the start of the day. And yeah, you can just see Top. You saw him just kind of like, just put his hands over his head and just say, oh, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah, getting some nice shots through the tree leaves right there. Boom has readjusted to a different position. Really good job out of Boom. That was a really sticky situation. You saw how many teams are moving in and out, and with those sight lines, they can get third party from distance very easily. So Boom finds a nice secondary position right here at this little divot. Nade comes in, does some damage, but it's fine. Flyboy driving in circles here, just trying to get as much info as possible. They don't want to stay too still right there, or else, yeah, those nades might just come in. And I think they spotted a new location to go to as the new circle came up, actually. It goes up north, so that is why they're going to rotate right here.
Yeah, they're going to rotate this blue here. It's not a terrible location. It's kind of difficult to leave from because it's really weak from apartment side. So they could definitely get pinched. We'll just see how that ends up playing out. They're already down to 3, so we'll see where that finishes. Meanwhile, Nova started to get into it. That's going to be against Nextria, so they get a couple, at least one elimination under their belts. And they're going to be holding this beautiful, beautiful little hill ridge right here below school. I know this is a spot you really like, Zoo.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, anytime this type of zone happens, this is my preferred position right here. You are in the open, but you have this nice ridge line. Not just one, you got 2 different ridge lines to work with. So you can take a lot of shots everywhere. You still have school as a backup, and you can monitor school too. You can see which school apartment building is unoccupied, because if the zone keeps closing in on school, you don't want to be, the first team in there and stuck in there. And you also have a way of leaving this position too. So Nova, this is a team that I see, frequent this spot quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a really good location. Like I said, even if the zone shifts, you have a great way to be able to get out of there. A lot of coverage with that tree line. The only place it's weak from is right in the opposite direction of Dream, that little shack right behind it. If a team rolls up there, it's going to be an all-out war. But Nova is not scared of a fight, that's for sure. So you can see teams trying to find their little stay location in Zone 3. But, Smoke getting run over by Death Wolves. Man, that's not gonna feel too good.
Death Wolves out here getting more points. Death Wolves really turned it up today too so far with their performance. Sandhawk did pretty decent for them, so it looks like they're going to keep that aggression up. Smoke Gaming just caught out on the east side trying to make their way in. Smoke Gaming down to 3, looking to do whatever they can to just get any type of position or any type of points really before they get eliminated out of here. Majority of the teams are all in the zone besides Smoke Gaming. Rejects are on the far south, and yeah, it's just Smoke that still hasn't made a way into the zone.
Yeah, I mean, they have a really big task ahead of them. I mean, this is their first time competing at this level. They are one of the qualifying teams. I mean, not a lot was expected from them. I mean, they did do great during the prelims, but this is a whole nother monster here. So there's an old saying, right? Sometimes you got to pay to learn. And they're definitely learning a big lesson here. And I'll tell you what, I mean, we've seen plenty of times a team goes to a global event like this, and then when they come home to their region, they're like the best by far, you know? And we just see them just level up little by little. Well, they're gonna have to level up right now, because now look who's got their eyes set on them. It's none other than Alpha 7.
Alpha 7 is here for the points, here for the fight. New circle pops up, though. Could Alpha 7 disengage here? I think Alpha 7 already knows what they want to do with this new zone, so they're going to take their time, maybe pick up a couple points, but the circle pulls down south. School could still be a potential ending, but see, this is the exact situation you don't want to find yourself in. You lock yourself in School, and the zone shifts away. Nova, meanwhile, still has all their options open. D+, still at that little compound, find themselves a nice new kind of central location on this new circle shift.
Yeah, I can see why IHC took School, because School's, if the zone goes there and you are the team holding it, it's like you win the game, pretty much. You know, but if it doesn't, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how IHC takes this on. They still have their whole squad. They're going to probably have to try to sneak through apartments, because at this point, everything has been taken. And usually a lot of teams in a zone shift like this will try to go and wrap and try to hit the hard shift side. The problem is that the hard shift side is Potato Hill, so you know that's already taken. It's going to be interesting to see how Alpha 7 tries to creep into this next zone.
Potato Hill is being taken already by the Reject team, and Royals of War could potentially find themselves in a fight right here. Both teams are on the edge of zone, so they might just share this, not exactly have to fight over that top position just yet. Rejects monitoring their west side, and they have Regioso on the east just maintaining info, and Alpha 7, yeah, they haven't stopped looking for fights, chasing them down, driving over. That first drive-by was a distraction, but however, the other players of Death Wolves will find one. Carrillo surely about to go down. He ran out of ammo. Carrillo surviving at 1 HP, and look at that, he doesn't even heal. Carrillo just has the mindset of a fragger. 1 HP? No, I'm not healing. I'm going to pull out my weapon and shoot right back, and that's a huge opening for the side of Alpha 7.
Carrillo just looked him in the face and said, "How dare you try to reload in front of me?" Oh, if he only had one more bullet, he would have gotten that knock. Here comes Rebel, though, looking to try to get a run over. And meanwhile, I mean, this is how you do it, right? If you don't have a straight, place to be able to go on a rotation, just, hey, drive up, shoot at everything in sight, and do it the hard way.
Yeah, Alpha 7, they're getting it done. Carrillo does go down with a couple smokes. I was going to say maybe they could go back for the revive, but Regioso, I love this play out of the Reject team. Regioso is so far away from his team, but they realize the opportunity that they have and just branching out and looking for these long-distance third parties, and Regioso picks up a crucial point for the team, padding their point even more right now. But the 1v1 still going on between Death Wolves and Alpha 7.
Oh, man. I mean, it's just crazy how some of these micro plays are so huge. I mean, we saw that player from Alpha 7 try to get the knock onto Guiza with that nade, but he just wasn't able to find the range of it. And then he ends up getting knocked to return, and just like that, things are not looking too good for Alpha 7. But they have a great lead, so they can afford, maybe a rough game or two, but we don't want to see them having to stress out on the final day. Meanwhile, IHC gonna have to do the same thing we saw Alpha 7 do, right? Just push in from the edge and make their way in as another southern shift happens. This zone is hard locked south, and here comes Rogue right there with a DBS getting it done.
Yeah, IHC, they're playing at their best right now, and when I say that, I mean they're playing as a 3-man, because we haven't seen them in the late game just yet with 4, but it looks like 3 is all they need. Rejects, though, with newfound confidence, with newfound strength as a 4-man team, this might be too challenging for even the likes of IHC now.
I'll tell you what, out of all the teams I've seen so far, a on-fire Rejects could be extremely dangerous. That knock is going to be huge to help buy them some time, but they're not. I think they're getting shot from Nova down south as well. Yeah. IHC Yeah, just trying to get in this next circle. Good on Nova to try to apply pressure here because they know that all these teams are very, very much under pressure with the zone coming on in. Godless
Wow,
going
look
in.
at this.
Oh, almost gets trying to get that run over.
Oh.
Jumps out the D. Tries to pull out that DBS, but Duello just too fast.
Yeah, Duello really heads up right there. I like that push, honestly, by IHC, too. They know they're
Yes.
down to 3-man, and with so much pressure down south by Nova, that knock that they got earlier, that was their only potential chance of getting a good position in the zone. So he had to just go for it. It might have looked bad, right, pushing in by yourself, but it was a timing thing. He couldn't wait for his teammates. If he waited, it's back to a 3v4, so he took a risk. It didn't pay off, however, and Rejects will continue to hold the top position on Potato Hill with 4. Meanwhile, Nova close by, still with 4 players in a good spot, too.
I really like that split from Reject. Having that 2 pushed up, 2 in the back, but they were in a perfect position. They were throwing smokes on the right side so they could just stand out in the open. And
Yep.
then, I mean, even if they were covering him perfectly. So even if IHC was, starting to apply pressure with those 2 teammates up there, they were going to get shot from behind so quickly. So a great job. Meanwhile, IHC is stuck in the blue zone, and they had to get out of there real quick because this blue zone is starting to chunk. IHC did sneak on in and trying to circumvent Nova, but Nova's pushing on up. Here we go. Who's going to win this one? Dream with the DBS trying to hold it down, but man, these Reject squad are starting to get heated. Actually, it's Regnum Karya. I saw RC. I thought it was Reject. Nope, it's Regnum Karya on the push.
Yeah, Regnum Karya catching Nova right here. Nova down to 1. Long Skirt gets a revive on 1, and that's about it. Zone closing in at the same time. Paraboy went down earlier trying to hold the inner side of the zone, but IHC catches him by surprise. And just like that, Nova was a 4-man team in a great position, but I think they tried to do a little bit too much, and Regnum Karya just really hindered what they wanted to achieve here. Now Nova down to 2-man, forced to go in to the zone. And we have the Zebra Masters here on the northeastern side still with a 4, taking a fight with the likes of Vampire Esports.
Here they go. Zebra Masters have that high ground. If they're able to throw that util perfectly, Vampire's going to be in big trouble. Here comes Schweppes trying to push on up, apply some pressure with that M4, trying to buy some time for his teammates. And he's going to have to do it quickly because there's only 47 seconds left on the clock. Tony K trying to get this res off. Next zone does go on up, and oh my goodness, Reject are going to have to come down from Potato Hill.
Yeah, I think Rejects with 4 players, though, should have a decent chance at getting more points into this match. D+ sitting at the God Complex now. The zone really favoring them every circle so far. Vampire down to 2 with the close zone by. May just have to snake in for the rest of the match. Zebra Masters with 4, though, can make a lot of noise and look for more and more points.
Yeah, it's Zebra Masters time to stand up and really just, not get passive at all. They got to get hyper aggressive here with their position, especially considering that they're only in 15th place right now. I'm surprised they even let up off of Nova at all. I thought that they were going to be able to get that push and finish them off. But, oh, you can see Order trying to just find a location dead center as Nobu from D+ Kia. I thought he had an angle there. Decides to give it up.
This is where D+ needs to get somewhat aggressive. If one of their players gets knocked, another team might full send them, and I'm mainly just looking at Rejects, but with D+ that far down the leaderboards and with 4 players up, they need to look for some points now, because if they just sit at this compound, all the fighting is going to go 360 around them, and they have a great chance to third party a lot of things if they step out.
Let's see what ends up happening. Regnum Karya, Brock going down there. Zebra Master, like I said, they had to start getting aggressive, trying to be able to get that spray down that just little grass line. Oh, he does see someone pop up. Does he get the knock? Tony K, I can't tell.
Jukes.
It looks good. Yep, that's going to be enough. What happened?
Take a look at the elim numbers on the right-hand side from all of the teams.
Oh!
One number is not like the other numbers.
As soon as I looked over to the right, my literally jaw dropped. Are you kidding me? Reject with 11 eliminations and their entire squad up. Alpha 7, you better be careful because this Japanese team is coming in hot today.
And if they get the chicken, they could tie up, or maybe,
No
I don't
way.
know. It's a lot, but we'll
That's a
see.
lot.
Rejects with 4 players, 11, and running hot right now. Let's see what this team could do. The only team they have to really worry about is D+. It depends on the next zone, too. If the zone pulls up towards the south side, giving Rejects the circle, they could just sit pretty. And look at that. Even now, they're still finding knocks. They're still finding openings. This Rejects team is not the Rejects of the past couple of years. This is a completely new and transformed team.
Oh my goodness. Not to mention that they do have that hill advantage as well. And the zone has already shifted south so many times. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it continue going that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what ends up happening is Yo gonna try to have to do it in the blue zone, and he does get that knock, but he's gonna run in. He does, hits that lay down real quick. He can't eat any more blue at all. And he's not gonna get the chance to, as next Ruya shut him down.
Yeah, next Ruya with a nice little game sense play right there, spraying through the grass. And catches the last player. He's going to be able to get that revive, too. And look at this. The zone does pull towards Rejects.
Wow.
Now, with a circle like this, I mean, this is only stage 6. We still have more circles to go. D+ is in a very vulnerable position now. If D+ have to leave this compound, and even if they don't leave, Rejects could fire in on this from all different types of angles, and it's going to be so hard for the team of D+ to push out of it, even if they get a knock onto Rejects. Rejects needs to make sure, though, they don't get third party from their south or their eastern side.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, a lot of people would think that, D+ Kia, they have the only cover. They're good. No, I mean, Rejects are going to know exactly where they're at, and if Sara up there is able to throw smokes on their windows and doors, they can't see anything out. Right?
Yeah.
And then Rejects is going to be free to push up for free. So, yeah, good eye right there. But that's going to be really the main team that Reject just has to get through. Oh, and they're getting some help from the other side. Oh, D+ Kia, good luck with this one.
Yeah, look how many elims D+ Kia has right now. A big old donut. That is just not good. So you have 4 players here, but you may as well only have 2 because they're not able to utilize their numbers whatsoever. They're getting pressured in hard. Rejects, one of their players does fall down to the likes of Zebra Master, but Zebra Masters is more focused on D+ Kia's position. Hopefully Rejects can get that revive safely.
Yeah, I think Reject's totally fine with this. So, y'all battle it out. If you actually decide to go in that building, we'll come third party you. So Zebra Master needs to be careful here. Yeah, now they're starting to set their eyes on the big threat outside. Because, D+ Kia, there's not much they could do inside that building. So you can see them starting to push on out. But Zebra Master are very vulnerable from this position. One knock. Duello has that nade.
Look
if he
at
hits
those
it'll be huge.
nades. They're raining a whole entire red zone. I saw one player had 6 nades in their hand, and they're throwing everything. They're throwing the kitchen sink, and Duello, with all that pressure, feels the need to rise up to push him back, and Duello does go down. A revive will come through. One of the players gets carried back, but Duello, I don't think, will be able to be saved. Zebra Master biting way more than they could chew, though. Yeah, they're pushing D+ and Rejects all at the same time. Duello might be able to get revived here, and Zebra Masters are actually out.
Zebra Master bit off more than they could chew, focusing on too many teams at once. They had to hard commit on one or the other, or just what they should have done was just hold the hill. Hold the hill, focus behind them, didn't worry about these teams. But yeah, getting taken out is going to be critical, and now Reject going to just be able to get up there. Wolf takes down the Death Wolves. Only 3 teams remaining.
Rejects back up to 4. Duello somehow getting revived right there. Next, Ruya with 2. D+ with 3. And Jukes, look at that circle. It's not a big shift, but that may be the biggest shift you've ever seen for the likes of Rejects.
I mean, this is just south, south, south. The zone just keeps going in this direction. And this is the final zone, guys. This is the last place it's going to go. This zone will go into nothing in a very, very short few moments. So you can see K trying to get a nade on this Wolf. Doesn't get it done. Wolf going to try to be able to get one knock here. He needs to time this nade. Honestly, there's no reason he should throw it right now. Yeah, he should hold on to all his util till at least there's like, 5 seconds left, or when the zone starts closing.
Look at Regioso, just working on his aim right now.
No, or no, maybe he was clearing his back.
He shot
seriously
3 trees with a DBS at that range.
I think you never know. You never know, baby, right? You got to make sure that, hey, if somebody's behind these trees, I need to be sure,
No. Here's the thing. I think, okay, they have Sara with a nice knock right there.
Why would you peek?
D Plus shouldn't even look at rejects. They should just focus on the team behind them. Yeah, it's just D Plus just really not playing correctly whatsoever. I just have to throw it up to that. Z-Wolf getting close with that nade now, and he does find Nobu. D Plus down to 2. Can D Plus get anything done right now? They only have 1 elimination to their name, and they are getting peppered down. D Plus down to the 1 player. Nextruya looking to get at least the 2nd place now.
Oh, Team Reject is licking their lips right now. Oh, Swoop with this spot, though, could be dangerous. For sure. He's going to have to do it all by himself, though. If he gets knocked, it's all over. Got to hit these shots. It's all up to Swoop.
10
If
bullets.
any other team than Reject's going to win, it's up to him.
That's it.
Oh, never mind. Here comes Blue.
No
he
more
has to
long
jump down.
range. Only the
It's over.
DBS. They never finish off the last player of D+, so I think that is a mistake out of the side of Z-Wolf right there. Rejects just sitting pretty now.
Oh.
One of them gets naded, but I think Rejects are still fine. Wait, Rejects only has 2? I thought they still had 4. Nextruya could do this.
Okay, getting taken out. It almost looked like they were kind of working as a squad because they knew what the best thought was, but now it's just Kane. Last one up, Reiji, looking to have a monster performance here. 1 more elimination. That'll be 15 and a chicken dinner. That nade looks good. Oh, just a little bit too far. Gun switch. It's all over, baby. It is Team Reject with a monster chicken dinner.
I think the biggest chicken dinner yet. I didn't even see how many elims they had at the end. 15. That is definitely the biggest I've seen so far for this tournament. 15 eliminations in the grand finals, and Rejects are just starting to heat up. Earlier, we saw them shoot the trees, right? So I think that's another part of their rituals, right? First, you shoot the loot boxes, and then to display even more confidence, take the time to do some, aim training with that DBS in hand. Do some quick flicks on the 3 trees, like if these guys aren't gonna come out and let me shoot them, I'm gonna target practice elsewhere. That's their thought process right there.
Using PMGO to practice? Are you kidding me? Oh, 7! Hey, Alpha 7 and Reject had a 28-point gap before this game.
Definitely got close. It's definitely got it close. By the way, Reject, man, I'm so glad you guys highlighted this when it was happening during the match. The 2-2 splits, the splits that this team was able to actually have towards the south of the circle. Yes, they did end up getting blessed by the zone, but the way they were able to control that whole south is ultimately what ended up winning that match for them. We saw them being able to third party Alpha 7 with Death Wolves. Not only that, they also win in third party a different fight, which was between IHC and Royals of War. They were consistent. They were making sure that they were proactive. And ultimately, that's what ended up getting the win right there. By the way, Zebra Masters, I felt like they got a little bit too crazy without what they were thinking. They have players from D plus Kia knocked in the building, and then on top of that, they were taking the fight with Rejects, which they were able to knock some players. They switched their whole focus towards the Reject players, and they ended up backfiring because Zebra Masters could have definitely made a big surprise there if they would have just stick to one team only.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give them a pass though. I'll actually give Zebra Master a pass because it is their and this is the reason why I say that, right? Is because this is their first time playing here. I guarantee you in their region and the tournaments that they played, that works, right? It's okay to do because you're so good that you could take on 2 squads at once. But when you're against the best teams in the world, it doesn't work, right? So the reason why I'll give them a pass this time is because I'll say that, hey, you know what? It's a lesson that they needed to learn, but this is the last time I give it. I mean, they have to just realize, hey, we can't do splits like this anymore. We have to take on 1 team at a time.
For a team that was in 15th place with only 16 points, they ain't getting no pass from me, Sute.
I think I share a lot of empathy for the team because, I've been there as a competitive player. You're in like the final circle. You have so many different options, and you just make a huge play. The game-winning play for Death Wolves was to take out Rejects, right? But that was the play that was going to be the hardest. But when they hit those nades, all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure the IGL, a couple members on the team, switched gears. They saw the path to winning the match. Not just taking out D plus, going in the building, and then losing ultimately to Rejects. They saw a chance to sweep out the side and take everything. And in the heat and the adrenaline kicks in, the energy's up there. There's only like 5 teams left. You could probably win this with a lot of eliminations. All of that happening all at once for a, you know, inexperienced team like the Death Wolves. This is their first time at the LAN stage. I could see that happening, you know, 9 times out of 10, and it's just going to take more and more experience for them to navigate those types of situations. So I also give them the pass. I think they had the right idea. They just don't have the experience yet to kind of really, you know, pull it off or know how to play it fully correctly from front to back.
Yeah, I definitely see where you guys are coming from. Here, hear me out. I'm not an ex-pro player, okay? I've never been in those situations. I only get a chance to see it from a different, completely perspective, and from my end. Oh, if Zebra Masters would have just focused a little bit more there on what we would have been able to see, imagine. But you know what? Let's go and interview with Reject.
And we are back here with the winner chicken dinner in the hands of Reject Team. And I have here with me Sarah. Congratulations on this last victory. And I would like to know, how did you guys manage so well the late stages of the game, because it was really hard?
Oh, sorry?
How did you manage the late stages of the game, the last safe zone?
Well, actually, it was good zone. We got a good circle all the time from the set. That's why we could make it chicken dinner, and we stay calm as well. Yeah, that's why.
Awesome. And you know what? Brazilian fans don't seem to like you guys' victory. How did you guys handle the pressure here?
No, I don't have any pressures here. Like the drums from the fans, like screaming, the whistles from the Brazilian fans makes us more power from actor. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. And what can we expect from you guys in the next match?
Maybe we are top 2 now, so we're gonna be a top 1 next match.
Okay, we will see how this game will reflect in the next match. And you guys, stay tuned, because we will come back with more action really soon. Oh.
He was left hanging. He wanted to say something more. He wanted to say, admins in Japan, we're going to continue to shoot boxes, baby. We're going to continue to go for that first place, because right now they're looking so good, man. Talk about how we were mentioning Alpha 7 yesterday being able to get 3 chicken